Hi everybody. So today we are looking to Laurel Burch, the artiste, who loved to actually draw and paint cats. And she did it in a very stylized way, which means she wasn't going for realism. So you can notice in the patterns and the simplicity of her shapes that she's drawing a cat that is, as again, a little, when we say abstract, we recognize it as a cat, but it's kind of using unique features like these triangles and things like that. Very simple face for it. So you can see I did one here where he looks more like he's sitting / standing, and over here where he's staring straight out at us. So we usually can see the face staring straight out at us, but we're going to notice the body in different positions. So I held my paper this way to create this one that's kind of a little bit in motion. You could do the same kind of legs for the back there if you want. And here where he's sitting upright. So I'm going to go through that with you. And again, very simple forms, so no need to worry if yours does not look like mine. So I'm going to start off with the letter W. And so when I do the W, I'm going to think about where I want the head. And I'm going to have this one kind of look like he's in motion. So I'm going to make my W, and it's going to be about this big. And it's going to be curvy. Now you'll notice mine aren't equal sizes. I'm not too worried about that. I'm going to give him his little mouth. I'm going to give him his nose. And from there, I'm going to decide what kind of eyes do I want. So you can make them like this, where it's a curvy line and a curvy line. Or you could make it a curvy line and a straight line. So mine aren't equal. That's okay because I am making art. So I'm going to put a circle inside a circle. I'm going to do the same thing here. Just like that. You probably want to have yours the same. It's okay. I'm just demonstrating for you. So I'm going to keep pulling this up a little bit. Here I'm going to make a little, almost like an eyebrow going off to the side. And then I'm going to make my V shape, my triangle for his ears. Now if you want to put a hat on yours like I did here, you can draw almost like a cloud like here, and then that curve, and then the pom-pom. Any kind of hat you want, you can add it now. If you're not planning on making a hat, you can just pull it straight across. So now for the body, I'm going to have it come over, and I'm going to kind of just keep his legs very simple. He's going to look almost like he's jumping. Very simple. And I really want to give some emphasis, highlight the tail. So I'm going to make this sort of spiral. Now I don't want a skinny tail like that, so I can either turn it around here and continue, or I could go like that. There we go. So now it says that she loved to use patterns. You may make patterns yourself. You might want to make them more realistic, like maybe a striped cat. Kind of maybe make mine slightly realistic, slightly abstract. I'm going to continue here, just like that. And don't worry about the paws not being very dramatic and accurate. I'm going to keep it pretty simple because my energy is going to go into the coloring and the patterning. And I could do that straight down here, or I should say straight up here, curving it to give it more of that roundish shape. All the way down, all the way over, maybe even here. Maybe on the legs, I'm going to curve it a little bit. And again, it's really up to you what kind of patterning you want to do. This is what I chose for mine. Now I could say, well, that's kind of interesting. How else could I make it? Maybe I'm going to make some land for him to be on in the background. Henri Rousseau was another artist who loved to do actually tigers. You could turn yours even into a lion if you want to. I'm going to think about, maybe I'm going to give him some circles. Random, filling in a dot pattern just to keep it interesting, a little less realistic, more stylized. Almost looks like dice the way I'm doing it. I have to vary them more. And I'm gonna fill them in with some spots. Now here I could get a little creative and go, I'm gonna have overlapping lines, something like that, where I start 2 lines parallel, curve them a little bit, make them look like they're underneath. Kind of like that, it's interesting. Underneath, and they could actually even turn around and go in the same direction, like that. And then I might say, I'm gonna actually make patterns different on the face. The ancient Egyptians really loved their cats, oftentimes would bury in the sarcophagus, in the tombs, with the people who got buried there. I'm gonna go like this, and I'm gonna get really heavy on the patterning in the face because I like that idea. Definitely gonna give him some recognizable whiskers. Maybe I'll make some circles even here to repeat the whiskers. And maybe here I'm just going to keep it simple and repeat like this. I could go on and on and on. Maybe I'll do this. The reason I'm doing those kind of also is because it gives me an opportunity to find other places to change colors a little easier. So there is my cat, inspired by the artist Laurel Burch, who loved to use patterning in her work and a really stylized kind of cat. So I probably will maybe go around and color in here. I could add a little bit more of that idea I was going with. I'm going to do something like this. This could be solid. I could color it solid with the markers, but I just want to try it out with another technique you guys have seen before. But it's great for us when we have limited supplies to just use our markers, not only as markers, but a way to add shadow and light, and also to turn it back into paint. So let me see what I'm going to do here. A little water, a little bit of circular motion, just kind of pulling the paint inward. The water is working on top of the marker to activate it again into paint. Gotta use a tip here. And I'm going to try that over here. I could even change the background color. I don't have to stick with the purple. I might even change to a different shade of purple. And so that's how I'm starting my cat. You can see here I didn't use the same technique here. Here I colored it solid with marker, and here I kind of did that outlining effect, almost like where we were doing the vibrating lines, where we just kept changing colors. You can make a rainbow cat, anything you like. Here he got tangled up in some string lights. You can think about how you want to do yours. Certainly you can be inspired by Laurel Burch. You can look up some other ones. The slideshow contains lots of images of different types of cats, different techniques for getting started. So that one looks like he's in motion. Here he looks like he's ready to get up from a seated position. And here he looks just like he's ready to purr. Okay? So this one is not finished. I still have lots to do here. I just wanted to actually block out the back colors because sometimes that gives me a little more focus on my cat. So I'll probably continue with even color on the front and the back. I just started with the paint. Okay, have fun. I can't wait to see yours.